Cam, I got to ask you, you just recently, I know you're a guy that you built with a lot of confidence in everything you do, but you did recently get to sack 125. Come on, man. Like, do you ever sit back and go, man, what the, like, I'm still playing NFL football and to get to a number like that, how cool is that for you, man?
It's amazing. Look, anything after like 50 sacks has been lanyard. You know, like I got to the league, I was like, well, Dad made 6 Pro Bowls. I got to get at least one and about 40 or 50 sacks. And then, like, that was my goal. And so once I hit range, I was like, all right, well, the great pass rushers, and I'm a run stopper first. I was like, the great pass rushers get 100 sacks. I was like, dang. I said, that's a lot of work cut out. And as I got closer, I was like, all right, as soon as I get 100 sacks, like, we'll start readjusting. I was like, 115 and a half is unofficial. I was like, 115 is unofficial. I got to get to 115 and a half at least. And then so Gardner Minshew was 115 and a half. And then I was like, I don't want my, a memorable stat for me to be Gardner Minshew. I was like, first sack was Cam Newton, 100 sack was Tom Brady. I don't want, I was like, if this is my last sack, I was like, dang, no, we gotta go on. I
love that.
We got a number 1 pick in the Bryce Young at 125. I'm good with that staple.
That would be impressive to see him list every sack, Fitz, because you just recently had to do touchdown passes that you've thrown to. I would love to see Cam try to list 125.
It goes between 50 quarterbacks. Bryce Young was my 50th quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's significant as well. I remember for that one. Most quarterback sacks between a defender and a quarterback is between me and Matt Ryan 23 times. Wow. I've sacked Cam Newton 8 or 9 times, Jameis 7 or 8 times. Then it probably like trickles down, hopefully,
I gotta imagine, Cam, you probably sacked me. I know you batted
once.
Some of my balls down.
Yeah, just once.
You batting balls down was so annoying to me. I mean, it was just like, this guy is such a nuisance. Not only does it hurt when he hits you, but he's going to knock him back in your face.
Come on. It's got to have big Matumbo vibes. Hey, we get past deflections out here. I get it. That's my end of the DB celebration. You see what I'm doing over here? I'm locking them up.
Strapped up, baby. Got the seatbelt.
I marvel, though, dude. I marvel at you and Demario Davis. I got to play with Demario 2015, 2016 with the Jets, but just longevity and how you guys show up every single week. What do you attest that to? I got to imagine playing in that many games. How many games have you missed? Career 2?
2. Freaking COVID.
We had a COVID one, which
and then
count.
I broke the orbital bone and whatever. But I finished the game. It happened in the Steelers game.
What?
It happened in like the second quarter. I broke it. I went to the tent. They're like, "Can you see?" I was like, "Yeah." And I went back out there. I just played like this. I was like, I'm good. I like locate the quarterback with 2 eyes, lock on with 1, So the next week they're like, no, you have a risk of like losing your eye. I was like, no, I had a risk losing my eye playing this last game. I was like, I still. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. Like, I was like, if you're telling me you're hiding my pads, that's the only way I'm not playing. Because in my mind, I'm playing each and every time.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. If I'm gonna go through practice, you want the reward, right? Like,
I'm gonna take these reps. Damn it, I'm getting out there on the field.
I'm getting out there, no doubt. That's just like bye week after you play a game. You're like, oh, you're hurt. You got to go rehab the whole week. If you let me play this game, that means you're letting me take this time off. Like there's risk reward. I've always played this game with the idea that, all right, if I'm going to practice as hard as I do, if I'm going to take all these hits, if I'm going to make my offseason suck by the way I train and the way I take care of my body and how you don't get to eat whatever you want and how you have to take time away from your family to get the acupuncture, to get the needles, to get the cups, to get, the sauna, the steam, you have to go work out for 2 hours. You have to do all this. If I'm going to fully commit, then I'm fully committed. I'm not going to be like, oh, man, I want to do all this work and not to get the reward. The reward for me is Sunday. I love taking the field. So if I'm going to put in the work, I'm going to take the field. If I got to hobble and I can only move straight, guess what? I only move straight. Y'all figure out third down. If all I can do is move forward, I'll stop first and second.
Man, that's crazy, Cam. Because look, we know this. We all know this. Have played recently. The guys have changed a little bit in the locker room, just in the sense of some of that type stuff. So you are a rare breed, no matter what era it was. But that's pretty special, dude. So I got to ask you though, we've talked about this recently a couple times on the pod with some of the vets we've had. Have you got a moment where you kind of realize, like, oh man, I can't even remember being a young guy, but wow, like these guys are different? Has one of those happened? Like, damn, I'm officially old. I am officially an old head just sitting around in the locker room.
Yeah, that happened in like year 7 or 8. You know, like I think Marcus Williams came out and he was like, "I'm 20," and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to beat." Like, ew.
I remember guys coming in, they're like, "Yeah, I was born in 2001," and I'm like, "Wait, that was my senior year in high school. Holy shit!" Like when you start realizing guys were like born in 2000 and past, you're like, "Oh wow!" Like I am now officially really old to be playing football at this point.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, until I'm running around like like Talladega Nights when he was running on the track and he's like, "Oh, what are those? Are those tars?" Until that moment happens, I'm still in there. I'm leading the charge more times than not in sprints. I'm like, y'all, I'm 36. You should be faster than me by now. I'm watching film. I'm like, my get off's better than. I was like, my get off is still elite. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. You're younger and supposed to be more Springer than this, but I'm rolling off the ball. Where are you? Get your stuff together.
Where are you?
Wait, what was the fastest? What was the fastest you ran in a game, Whit? Do you remember? Do you have that?
18.3, I think it was, or 18.5, somewhere in there. But that was chasing a guy on a fumble.
You know what yours is, Cam?
Absolutely not. I know I ran an 18.6 this year, but I've got to ran faster. I mean, come on.
I was when they started putting the chips in the balls and they were measuring like the rotation of the football. That's when I was out. I was like, all right, and we're getting down to that. Like, I don't want to see any of my numbers, man. Yeah, bullshit.
You don't want to know your spin rate? Listen, did the guy catch the damn ball for a touchdown? That's all I give a shit about. I don't care how fast it was spinning.
No doubt. They're like, Cam, you only hit 13 or 14 miles a day. We need a little bit more. Guys, I'm coming off the edge. Nobody's hitting top speed in 8 yards. That's all I care.
Exactly.
Show me my acceleration rate. All right, my acceleration is on par. That's all that. I said to get to top speed, that means I'm in a really good spot. Like I picked up I've sacked a quarterback, scooped, and then started running. I'm 30 yards in, or I'm chasing somebody down from across the field, and that's not great for the defense. I said, for me to hit a top speed, I'm not a DB or a wide receiver. I shouldn't be hitting top speed because I shouldn't have the runway to do so. But okay. Yeah, everybody loves to hide behind metrics, so I get it.
Hey, man. I used to, when people would compliment me on tackles, Cam, I said the same thing. It's not good. When I have 2 tackles in a game, guys, that's not a good thing. All right, that's not a positive. Like, don't shoot me. Hey, man, nice tackle. That's great. That means we either threw an interception or we fumbled. I'm not happy about a tackle. All right, and I'm also the most pissed off person in the world to be tackling somebody at that moment.
Absolutely. Like, if an offensive lineman has to make a tackle, he's not going to be happy.
We in trouble. It's not
good.
good.
Running back, them fumble, tight end, one of the receivers, tight ends that did something, quarterback threw an interception. Yeah, it's not a good thing for an offensive lineman to make that tackle.
So we used to post, it was either in, OTAs or training camp, you'd have those little speed things, and then in the weight room, they would post the fastest times of the day. So quarterback, fastest times, whatever you'd get or whatever.
F that.
And so I took my little tracer out and I gave it to one of the young guys that was doing punt return that day. And I got up to like 21 miles an hour. And so they confronted me on it, though. They knew it was bullshit. But that's what, like, applying metrics. What I got to, Cam, too, I don't know where you're at. When I was playing in Miami, we used to do, like, we had to do a P test for hydration before every practice. And I just got to the point where it was like, guys, look, however old I was, I'm 37, I'm 38 years old. You don't got to be monitoring, like, how much I'm drinking with my water and the P test. And there's got to be stuff like that for you where you're just like a curmudgeonly old man, I would assume.
We went through a similar stint a couple years ago when, like, we just, like, half the team was hurt. It's like, they put those little modules in the bathroom. Like, make sure you're telling us, what color it is. Yeah, red is you're dehydrated, yellow, you're mildly dehydrated, green, you're good. And I was like, bro, I haven't missed any games.
Right.
Except for COVID. So he was like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have much for you. I was like, I get it. I'll be the team guy and I'll tell you yellow every time. But honestly, I have not looked.
Leave me alone.